What is up, everybody? New setup, lighting mic. What do you think? I'm hoping this mic makes it sound so much better. Today, we're going to talk about mirrorless versus DSLR cameras. Should you buy a DSLR? They're cheap. They're getting cheaper. They're still amazing cameras, but should you get them? The answer is no, but let's talk about why. So, first of all, I know you hate this segment, but I promise, hear me out. Cuts clothing. If you don't skip this, I'm gonna give you some goodies. All right, it'll be super fast, but they're great. So I recently took my basically entire Cuts wardrobe with me on vacation to Italy and Spain, and partially because they don't wrinkle, but other reasons is because it just looks super good. But literally, you put it in your suitcase, you fold it all up, you can scrunch it, you can squish it, you take it out, put it on, an hour later, no wrinkles. You don't even have to iron it, and it is the best thing ever. You just throw it on, boop, go out, have a good time, no wrinkles on your clothes. But the other reason is because that's really all I own now that just looks really good. I mean, just look at this. They have sweatpants? What? Oh, shoot. I almost fell over. Their sweatpants are so comfortable. I can't even put it into words. So, first of all, they have men's and women's now. Both like a fleece, they have Sherpa, they've got sweatpants for women now. Get yourself some Cuts, get your lady some Cuts for Christmas, for their birthday, for fun. Just get some Cuts. I recommend Cuts. And if you use my description code or link, you get 15% off. 15%, that's a lot of money. That's like $15 off if you buy just a few things. Maybe even 30, maybe 40, who knows? Check them out in the link in the description. Promise you won't regret it. So let's get to the video. Should you buy a DSLR camera? Now, hear me out. They're getting cheaper, but that's for a reason. And their quality is still great. I mean, like new cameras like the Canon R6, they've got like a 23, 24 megapixel camera. The 5D Mark IV's got a little bit higher megapixel camera. All the sensors are generally very similar. However, in the DSLR cameras, they had the little flippy-do, the mirror, that flippy-do, yeah. Whereas mirrorless, they do it all in camera. They flip your image around with software because why have more moving pieces in your camera? Reason number one, and the biggest reason to not buy a DSLR camera, is because they're just not making them anymore. Literally, Canon discontinued them. I'm pretty sure Sony did. I saw an article that Nikon discontinued mid-development of a DSLR camera. So I don't think these companies are going to be making DSLR cameras anymore. Now, there's probably still some that might make them, but with the technology of mirrorless, I don't see a reason why they would, because most things about the mirrorless cameras are better than the mirrored versions, the DSLR. I don't think there's any benefits over it. Mirrorless cameras are smaller, more lightweight. They have electronic viewfinders. They don't have they have less mechanical moving pieces, such as that mirror that flips. Similar sensors, probably better sensors. I mean, they're newer digital processors that process your images. I mean, you just can't get any better than that. So that's reason number one, is they're just not making DSLRs anymore. So why would you buy them? Reason number two comes basically into reason number one, and if you do buy a DSLR camera, you're going to need the lenses that go with it, which are for Canon, the EF, for Sony, it's whatever that is, and for all the other brands, you need those DSLR lenses. And the annoying part is, yes, they do work on the mirrorless cameras, but you need an adapter, which makes your lens a little bit longer. It's annoying, and why would you want to keep buying more equipment for a camera that is no longer made? So not only are you buying a camera that's no longer made and most likely no longer going to be supported, we'll get into that, but also you're gonna be buying lenses and other accessories for that camera that are no longer going to be supported or created. So the resale value of the item that you already buy, such as a lens, already drops significantly because no one's buying DSLR cameras anymore. So if you bought a brand new EF lens for your brand new DSLR Canon camera, 2 years down the line, they're not making that lens anymore and everyone moved on to mirrorless. So the resale value of that lens is very low compared to what it would be if they were still making it. So reason number 2 is because you will be wasting money. You will be losing money and you will not be really making a smart investment. Now, most of the time camera gear doesn't go up in value, but it doesn't significantly drop as much as it would when they stop making an item. So reason number 3 is they're just not going to support your camera anymore. So they're not going to put out firmware updates. They're not going to help you. They're probably going to stop repairing and fixing older cameras because they're not going to have parts on hand for these older cameras. So once you break your DSLR, you kind of just, you're done. Or you go to a third-party shop that I personally don't trust. So not only do you not get any more firmware updates to help it make it a better camera, but you also can't get it fixed or get customer service or support on that camera because it's no longer in support period. So those are the main 3 things. And number 4 is just generally mirrorless cameras are better, but I don't need to get much into that. But there are a few things that make mirrorless cameras better. Usually, and I say usually because most of the time this is true, depends on the brand, mirrorless cameras are better in low light situations. They have an electronic viewfinder on the back here, which you look through the viewfinder and it looks just like the screen. So you don't have to take your test shots anymore that I see photographers do all the time. You can look through your viewfinder, change your settings and take a photo and it'll look exactly like it does on the screen. So you don't have to be like, oh, here's, I think you've seen photographers do that. And if you are a photographer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's a huge reason. Low light's also awesome. They are a lot lighter, more durable, less moving pieces. You drop a mirrorless camera, there's so many less moving parts that are to break, whereas with the mirror or the non-mirrorless, the DSLR, you have that whole functioning flippy-do mirror on the inside that can potentially break when you drop it. And yeah, so just more moving pieces, and it's just smarter to buy a mirrorless camera because not only are you getting the newest, latest, and greatest, but you are getting stuff that is supported and the resale value is much better on. So I highly recommend getting you a mirrorless camera when you're considering your next purchase. Because the reason I'm making this is I've been talking to a lot of photographers lately at weddings and they are asking me what should I do. I'm thinking about getting a Mark IV and I'm like, don't buy a DSLR. You're going to waste your money. So if you have any questions about this, put it in the comments section down below. I'm more than happy to help you out because I want you to make a smart investment and get the best deal you can. So hopefully this educated you a little bit. If you want to know more about mirrorless cameras or DSLRs, I can make an entire video on it. I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know if you like this new background. I think I like it. So that's it for today, guys.